Hey, this is Chris Peplinski here to talk about my review for the movie Logan. This movie is the third and most likely final chapter in the Wolverine trilogy standalone films, and also Hugh Jackman's final portrayal of the character after portraying it for 17 years since the first X-Men movie back in 2000, which is, quite a remarkable feature to be playing the character for this long. Basically, the storyline with this one kind of takes place after the epilogue from the Days of Future Past, in which the events that Logan played a part of in 1973 changed the future, but in this particular case, with mankind, I mean mutant kind on the verge of extinction, Charles, Xavier and Logan are one of the last two of the original X-Men left, and in this case, you kind of see, uh, Logan, who's aged rapidly because of the adamantium, which also plays a part in his healing ability, is slowly starting to kill him and making him age, which also slows down his ability to heal as well. And Charles Xavier has also been exhibiting signs of I guess Alzheimer's dementia of sorts, in which his psychic powers become like unstable at times, and in one particular incident, his powers inadvertently caused him to nearly kill the X-Men a year prior to the events of the movie. And I will say, this story for Hugh Jackman's final outing as Wolverine is kind of based off the old man Logan comics. I will say, I guess, for fans of the Die-Hard X-Men comic books, one thing that's great about this movie that it finally, gives, fans what they've wanted for, I guess, over 17 years, having the R-rated version of, Wolverine after the success, having Deadpool, as an R-rated movie. And I will say in tone, it's, I guess, a little bit more realistic, and I would say somewhat darker and more depressing, but I guess in some case the realism is kind of necessary for the story's development, because Logan, and I guess you would say past his prime, I guess is trying to avoid being a hero, and I guess trying to live like a low-key existence as a chauffeur driver. But of course, he's called back into action one more time. And then the same thing with Charles, who was like one of the most brilliant minds of mutant kindness, almost like reduced to being like a senile old man, but kind of sensing, yeah, that this girl that Logan encounters named Laura, who happens to be his daughter of sorts, as a result of like his genes, from the Transigent company, whose secret agenda has been like using children as like weapons of sorts. And they also create something called the X-24, which is kind of like a clone version of Logan, but kind of like without the humanity of sorts. I will say, I mean, as the film as a whole, it's, like I said before, it's very different, very dark, very brutal, very depressing. But I will say it's one of Hugh Jackman's best performance, and probably his final performance as a character, and probably the same thing for Patrick Stewart as well, who announced his retirement for the role. But I guess, like the old saying in Hollywood, never say never if there's a good story and a way to bring back, you know, old mutant characters. Since even though they, they stay dead, they never stay dead for long. So I'll definitely say, check it out, and hopefully those that see the video, they can comment on it and share their thoughts on the movie. And I guess that's it for now. Thanks.